Let's talk true reliability when it comes to dog training. This is Eric with Premier Pack Dog Training, another edition of Devine Talks Dogs. So I want you to pay attention because what I'm about to share with you goes against and definitely beyond what you'll hear from many other dog training sources. So when we want our dog to become reliably obedient, we make a lot of efforts to make the dog want to listen to us. We'll praise it, we'll shower it with treats and affection, make it exciting for the dog to come to us and listen to us in general. That's great. That's what we should do. However, unfortunately, that's where a lot of training programs stop. And that has severe limitations. They might want you to make sure you have some grilled chicken with you when you go on your walk in case you come across a squirrel. And you better grill up some steak beforehand in case you see another dog in the neighborhood. That just falls short. Because, I hate to tell you this, but unless you want to keep your dog in a bubble, you're going to come across distractions. And guess what? You're not always going to be the most interesting person in the room or the world to them. It just is what it is. Sorry. They're going to want to go after some other things. They're going to not want to listen to you sometimes. So, beyond showering with treats and affection and everything, we have to get their dog to understand. You have to listen because I said so. So, with your own mindset, I want you to understand a truth. I want you to understand that real reliability comes when your dog listens when it doesn't want to. I'll say that again. Real reliability comes when your dog listens even when it doesn't want to. So, that squirrel up in the tree, I'd rather go after the squirrel. That dog across the street, I want to go run up to that dog. But I got to go back to mom or dad because they said come. How do we get there? Well, again, your mindset matters. Most people are like, how can I appease my dog into coming to me? Do I have to go from a kibble to this chicken or steak? What can I offer you to listen to me? We don't want to be in that position because I said so. I want you to have the mindset that, Max, you're not allowed to not listen to me. You're not allowed to not listen to me. So what do we do there? Well, when a dog does an infraction like that, there's a consequence. So real life, the dog has to understand it would rather avoid this consequence than whatever pleasure it can get from going after the squirrel or running after their dog or whatever it might be. That's it. That's real world. That's what it is. I'm sorry it's not different. I wish I could reason with the dog and say, hey, you know what? You can't run after this squirrel because I can't have you run away from me. You might run into the street or something, get hit by a car. You can't run up to this dog in the neighborhood. You might get in a fight and the person doesn't want that. I can't reason with the dog. It just has to understand. If I say it, you have to listen. And I'm going to give you the motivation to listen by consistently giving a consequence that you'd rather avoid. That's what it is. You can try to argue differently, but you're going against reality. All right? So when I am training with dogs, I only typically have them for a few weeks at a time, which is a small amount in the course of its life, right? So we start off with a lot of repetitions and, those treats and praise and everything. However, we have to graduate to getting reliable. So I get to the point where I allow a dog, I look for opportunities for dogs to be distracted. I want to bust through those thresholds. I want to break down those barriers and allow the dog more freedom in the end, right? So I'll let a dog start getting involved in a scent on a tree or looking at another dog or squirrel in a tree, whatever, I'll sneak away. And I'll have a long line, maybe an e-collar with me, and I'll tell the dog to come. If they don't, they get an appropriate consequence for that moment. And what happens is, a few repetitions of that, they start keeping an ear out for me. You know how dogs can get in their own single-minded focus where they're just looking at that dog and the whole world's going away. But by doing this, the dog is like, well, did you say something? They keep an ear out for you. That's true reliability. That's when they listen even when they don't want to. And you know it can save their life. You know that it can open up their world if they just listen. So there's a lot of motivation to going into this training because you know it's going to lead to a better life for both of you. All right. Happy to discuss this further if you'd like. I appreciate you watching. Eric with Premier Pack. Talk to you later.